just a blue-haired lolly. We see ROXY MIGURDIA in the first few episodes of the anime, and in the new trailer for season 2, we see her as well, holding Rudius, so that gives us some hope that we're going to see her again. ROXY MIGURDIA is a genius magician and a former magic tutor. She is part of the Migurd race, who are able to communicate through telepathy. However, ROXY was born without this ability and left her village due to feeling isolated from everyone else. It wasn't like people wouldn't talk to her, but the village itself was very quiet since everyone was communicating telepathically, so you could hardly hear anyone's voice. It must have been very weird, and I don't really blame her. She wanted to leave the demon continent but didn't have enough money. The best way to earn a lot of money was to become an adventurer. She joined a party called the Rikarisu gang, which contained Dale, Blaze, and Nokopara. We saw this guy in season 1 of the anime. One day, the party disbanded after Dale passed away by being crushed under a landslide whilst on a quest. Afterwards, she was sheltered by this human woman called the Bloody Count. She was an S-rank adventurer and a well-known writer that was the person who taught ROXY magic. She pulled a few strings using her connections and managed to get ROXY a letter of recommendation to the Ranoa Magic Academy, which is the most prestigious magic institution in the world of Mushoku Tensei. So for us, that would be something like MIT. This was a huge step forward for ROXY, where she, under the teaching of Genius Half-Ass, a teacher at the academy who is a vice principal now, became a water saint. So you may be wondering, how powerful is a saint, king, etc. So a comment on Reddit describes this really well, and I'm going to sort of summarize that. So the higher you go, it means the more capable you are at mana compression. So for magic, an increase in rank means more control over the nature of magic rather than the raw power. So when you're a saint class, you're able to affect wide areas like making it rain or making a sandstorm. King means taking that saint level spell and overcharging it until it becomes a new nature, like a rain becoming a thunderstorm. Emperor means being able to meld the saint ranked magic of different elements, like making rain but then freezing the whole area, or making a fire even bigger with wind magic. So an example of emperor level magic that's used in the story is in the city of Milis. It's protected by an ancient barrier, but you could think of it as god level because it has lasted for centuries. God level magic means that either it affects a wide range or lasts a long time. After ROXY became a saint level magician, she leaves the magic academy and finds a tutor job post from Zenith and Paul. At first they were on guard because under sunlight her hair looked slightly green, which is a reference to the Spurred race that have a bad reputation of being violent monsters. She takes on the offer of tutoring this kid called Rudius Greyrat. I have no idea who that is, probably no one important. She looks very childlike, and a lot of people think that she's a young teenager, but that's actually a trait of the Migurd race, who all have blue hair and childlike bodies. She's a very calm and wise person, the exact personality you would expect from a highly educated university professor. The only time she panics is when she sees Spurds, something erotic, or some serious danger. On the surface, she appears to be calm and intelligent. She has a very idealistic outlook. She dreams of meeting her future husband in a dungeon, who saves her just when she's about to die. In terms of power, she came up with a way to shorten magic incantations. This is actually quite mind-blowing because a magic chant can be the difference between life or death. For example, complex spells can take up to a minute to chant. In that time, a monster could swoop in and decapitate you. Across the different elements, she's the strongest in water magic, where she's a king rank. Fire, she's a saint rank. Earth, wind, and healing, she's an intermediate rank. She's pretty strong, and I unofficially classify her as an S rank adventurer because she was having no problem working with Paul's party in the Begarit continent. These are some interesting facts that you may not know about ROXY. She likes sweets so much that she once swore to not return to the demon continent again because the demon continent doesn't have any sweet foods. She can finish a whole dinner table of sweet foods without breaking a sweat, and she doesn't get diabetes because of plot armor.